Hello kids, welcome to a brand new lesson by Notebook. Today we will learn all about the fun world of shapes and patterns. First, let me tell you a story. The hero of our tale is Suraj, a student of Class 3, like you all. One day, after learning all about shapes and patterns in school, he is returning home. On the way back, he starts to see something strange. He is seeing shapes and patterns everywhere. The traffic lights are circles. The buses seem like rectangles from sides. The tiles on the footpath seem to have some magical triangular pattern. The zebra crossing is an assortment of rectangles. It's crazy. There are a huge number of shapes in nature. Suraj had only learnt of a few and could still see how common they were. You can find shapes like rectangles, circles, triangles everywhere. Look at this figure and try to find as many triangles in it as possible. How many did you guess? Try playing this game with your friends and see which one of you can come up with the most. Now, we come to some basic parts of shapes, edges and corners. You must have seen cobwebs that form on the corners of the rooms. A number of solid shapes have corners. For example, there are corners in your books, your study table, your bed, all have corners. All shapes have edges. These edges may be straight lines or curves. Edges are also sometimes called sides. Shapes like squares, rectangles and triangles have straight edges, while circles have curved edge. Let us try to find the edges and corners of a few common shapes. A square has 4 edges and 4 corners, as we see here. Triangles have 3 edges and corners each. Circles have no corners or edges. Let us look at a few examples from our daily life, where we can find edges and corners. You must have played board games. Count how many edges and corners are present on a die. What about the ruler in your pencil box? That also has edges. Rounded shapes like wheels, balls, round fruits, marbles have no edges or corners. That's why we call them round. Imagine what would happen if the wheels had corners. Nothing could move then or wait. It would move, but every time the wheel turned a circle, the car would have jerked, and with us, we too. Now, we will learn about mixing these interesting shapes to get larger and more complex patterns. A pattern is a collection of similar or dissimilar shapes that, when you put together in repeating groups, create a larger shape. You must have seen patterns on fabric like saris and bed sheets. Often, these are patterns in paint as well. Have you noticed the stone tile that usually cover the footpath also makes an interesting pattern? Look at the sky on a moderately clear day and you can see clouds of so many shapes and sizes creating patterns. Patterns are everywhere. What about a box of barfi? Those also make patterns, quite tasty ones to be honest. The best place to learn and observe patterns is in nature. Look at the pattern of leaves and barks of trees. Rows of flowers and series of shrubs all make patterns. You can try combining the shapes we talked about to make larger figures. Look at these figures. Here we have a set of shapes of different sizes and we need to combine them to make larger shapes. The shapes become more and more interesting as you keep going on, and this game can give you hours of fun. With this, we come to the end of our lesson on shapes. Try out some of the activities we discussed today. And just like Suraj, you will also see shapes and patterns everywhere. For now, Team Notebook bids you goodbye.